What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Average Aaron's Auto Videos, except we are not doing autos today, we're doing bathroom sinks. We are doing out with the old and in with the new. And to help me here is not a statue, it's my helper.
Little EO.
Little EO. EO, Eden, which one's the new one?
This one?
Yep, the one in the box right there, and we installed it right here. So with this video, you're gonna get a chance to see what the end looks like before the beginning. So we've got, on this faucet, the Pyrex lines that are running in here. We've got the red for the hot and the blue for the cold. And obviously we have red on the left because that's the standard, even though I don't know if it's official anywhere. Up under here, you see what it looks like on the new side. So you know when we get done, that U-shaped piece up there on the bracket holding this in. I can't even get my hand up there. Yep, right up there. Those are bumps facing up, just in case I forget to mention that later in the video. And that long bolt holding it on there. But yeah, this is the end product, what it'll look like. There's 3 holes. But you come up to the top, we've got the base plate in, and there's only one. Now, if you only have 1 hole drilled, you'll use this piece on the bottom. It'll go right underneath the sink, or that portion of the faucet. But if you're using this base plate, you can just leave this. Or you don't have to use this piece. You'll use this right here.
Yeah.
So it has a little bit of a rubber gasket around it, so the water is not going to get in there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this quick seal, and I'm going to put it around the edge here of this, a real fine bead of that, so no water can get in there.
Okay.
Because if you notice, there's a little bit of a gap here between the rubber and the plastic. The water can get in there and mold and nasty stuff would happen, so you don't want to do that. So I've got, hold on. I've got the directions, listed here. Yep. And Eden's going to show you what the sink looks like when it's on. Go ahead and turn it on.
Did you do that?
I did. I turned the water off, actually. So that'll get out the last little bit of water in the lines. I forgot to mention that. Make sure when you're working with plumbing, you always shut the water off first. But she just got the last little bit out of the lines, and she's going to come over here and do the last thing over here too. So if there's any water, that just makes less of it leaking out. Go ahead and turn it on a tiny bit, Eden. Let's see what happens. Tiny bit.
I don't want to.
Anything?
A couple drips.
All right, so you turn it up.
How
it gets
does
out.
all the water get out from there?
From where?
From there.
Oh, the water will come out. It'll go down the drain right there. And it'll come down this tube and then go out the water. But you've got your P-trap right here that holds water and prevents the nasty gas from coming back in the line this way, like so. Now I've gone ahead and disconnected the blue line over here. And I will show you the difference. If you look at the end of the inside where it all drains out, there's that with the old one. But my new one came with this, which I kind of like. It's a lot simpler. You don't need any plumber's putty. It can actually ruin the seal, it said in the directions. You're just going to attach this bad boy right here.
Well,
those pieces come
off.
off.
Big bad boy.
I know. It'll go right in there. I need 2 hands to show this, so I'm not going to do it quite yet.
Yes, I want to put on your birthday cake.
Exactly. You don't want these in your birthday cake. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But these 3 components
I'll go on it.
right there will stay down on the bottom, and this piece here just goes on the top. It'll look like that. And then you'll tighten this piece up underneath it from there.
Oh,
But let's not skip steps, though. You got me all distracted. Here's our new one we're putting in with the cold line, the bolt to hold it in, and the hot line. And they actually put a little tag on the hot line. But if you notice, they come with these tips, with these rubber, I put my finger right in front. They come with these tips with their little rubber O-rings. And it also came with these 2 adapters. So you're gonna take this end here, put it on, and then screw this cap down onto the top of it. I wanted to do that out here so you guys could see it. That's what it'll look like. I can't do it with one hand, but that's what it'll look like to put it on there. You'll need to do that because it attaches to the end. Yeah, exactly.
The stuff down here.
The stuff down here.
The stuff will buff
Because you'll see. Oh, if you back up just a minute there, little EO, so I can get it. Yeah, it attaches to, ta-da, right there. So that piece we just attached is going to go in here. You see there's a little bit of water in the lines left over, and that's okay. It's perfectly normal. But always make sure you have a towel down here to catch things. What you'll need to do this job, just this, adjustable wrench. So you'll disconnect after you shut off the water. Okay. Make sure if yours, because I don't have the valves here like yours are probably set up to be, always shut off the water here at the junction point. For me, I have basically a circuit breaker box, except it's for water, and it's awesome. And maybe I'll show you guys that at the end if I remember. But you shut the water off on that end, And then I lifted the sink just to let a little bit of the water come out so it didn't spill in underneath here. Always want to keep it dry. And then I'm gonna start disconnecting stuff. So I started with the blue line. I'm gonna get the red line here, and then I'm gonna disconnect the bar. I disconnect this lever.
Yep, good idea.
Yep, this is what closes off your stuff, and I disconnected that. There's a little metal clip on there that I already took off. And then you'll undo the retaining bolts up there. I'll get a light for the next piece so you guys can see there's some bolts that hold the faucet on. Once you get that, you can come up here and just remove the faucet right there. It'll wiggle out.
Faucet. Huh?
Exactly.
Yes,
All right.
it's super gross.
There is some gross stuff. So afterwards, when you have to replace the black line, you'll need to take this off, which is just twist it with your hands basically, and you'll need to hold a little bit up here. And definitely have a little basin there in case it drips or leaks. That way you can catch that nasty stuff. And all your hair, all the toothpaste spit, all that stuff, it's down in here. It's gross and it's gonna smell bad. So I'm just warning you now. Eden, we warned them, didn't we? All right, you've been warned. All right, so we're gonna take about a few more things, go grab a light, and we'll be right back to show you where we're at. All right, so we got everything disconnected. And you can see those little tiny bolts. We got those off. We only loosened those a little bit because they were holding on these little plates. And once you loosen a little bit, this plate slides out so you can lift this up. So I'm gonna have my assistant EO come over here and wiggle the faucet and pick it up for me. Hurry over there, little EO.
I'm gonna turn on the water.
Yep, there you go. All right, lift up the faucet.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Yep, and it moves. So it comes straight up.
Whoa.
Have to wiggle it a little bit.
Whoa, do some water.
Yep, there'll be a little bit of water. That's what it looks like. All right,
Big.
we're gonna put, now, with this area,
It's crazy.
right here, you can see a little bit of discoloration, but you can't, but it's very filmy, and there's some dirt all around here. It's really gross. So we're gonna clean that and wipe it down, and then you need to make sure it's dry before you put the new faucet top on, because that's gross. I touched it with my finger and I can't get that thought out of my mind. Anyway, you want it to dry so it doesn't mold and stuff underneath there. So make sure it's dry after you clean it before you put the new piece on. We'll be right back after we clean it.
Yeah.
All right, so I went ahead and sprayed some stuff on there. It's soaking. I can't really see it because the color of the thing hides it rather well, but we're gonna go underneath here and start removing this piece next. So unscrew this and pull it out. I'm gonna pause and show it to you after I unscrew it. All right, so I just got it off. Look at that. That's so gross. It's so gross. I'll pull it out here in the light. That's what's in your sink. So all the hair, all the gunk, it's so gross. Oh. All right, I'm gonna remove some more parts and show you. Okay, this is gross, y'all. We've been here 8 months, and this one never drained really quickly. It was a little slow. We always wondered why. Toothpaste and hair and every other thing gross under the sun. If you get a trap to stop stuff from going down, I mean, look at that, that's gross. I'm gonna go clean that. We have a vinegar solution that we're gonna go put this in and let it sit for 30 minutes. And then we're also gonna remove all of this, so I don't even need to clean this piece of it, but this piece I do have to clean. So we'll be right back. All right, we pulled off another black piece, the top part, and that goopy piece is still hanging on. What we have to do now is hang on to that silver lip and then untwist this gold bar, and it should come off. It should have been hand tightened. If not, Lord help you. All right, unfortunately, I cannot separate this silver lip that this thing tightens into down here. So I'm kind of stuck right now. So what I've done is I've gotten some PB Blast with the Pro Straw, and I put a little bit of that on there. And I'm gonna let that sit, and now my bathroom smells like a garage. Well, that's not bad, right? And I will come back and see what happens. Hopefully it can get loose in there and we can figure out a way to get this off. So silly me, I forgot to loosen the jam nut right here. When you're underneath, this way is loosey, so I loosened it. So now I've got a little bit more play in the pipe, and you can see up here, ta-da, I can get a hold of that and spin that off, grab one side with a little pair of pliers, which I've got right there, and then I'll have this apart. All right, I had to use the vice grips to grab the top of that once I pushed this up through there. but I got it off, and that's what's there. And it's so gross and it's nasty inside, I'm not even gonna show you. I'm just gonna throw it away. But you will have a lot of plumber's putty and things like that to remove out of here. So you're gonna wanna go ahead and clean all that out before you put the new piece in. Have fun. All right, we got that piece out. Now what I've done is I've gone ahead and put the 2 pieces of the base plate, the plastic and then the metal. And as you can see, that golden screw is going through the center piece on it as it should. I got the other 2 pieces wired, a line down through there as well too. So I'm just gonna set this in here like this. Boop, and it'll tip a little bit, and that's okay. I will caution that those 2 plastic pegs on the back are to help stabilize this, so if you tighten it too much, those are weak points and those might give, so you just want to be careful as you're tightening it down to do it incrementally all over. Now that that's sitting in there, we've got the drain. So these pieces are going to come off. Voila. And then this rubber seal is going to stay on here. Now I've removed most of the plumber's putty, almost all of it. And as you can see, if you want this drain to close, you click it to get it to go. It simplifies things underneath a lot, but you obviously will have to stick your hand in the water to do it, so it's your choice as to what you want to do. So that piece is just going to slide in there like this and then sit down. Underneath what we have, I still got that basin because I've still been losing a little bit of water here and there. I've also cleaned out all the plumber's putty, so there's that nasty pile of plumber's putty, which is gross. Also, this bin had a bunch of dirt in it beforehand, so that makes it look extra gross. Hopefully yours won't be this gross. Now, I've got a problem here. My PEX lines, or Pyrex, can't remember what it's called, PEX maybe, is all the way up there, the red one, and then it's supposed to insert right there. So I'm gonna have to feed that back down a little bit to make that to fit. Lord willing, that'll work. Come over here to the blue one, and the cold line, same deal a little bit here. It's a little bit taller than that, so it'll allow me to feed those down. Whoops, sorry about that. And then I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so what we did is we tightened them as best we could. Oops, let me show you this one. We tightened this one down and still had some play. As you can see, a little bit of bend in the pipe. It's okay that it flexes, it's perfectly fine. We tightened this one down and we tightened the blue one down, and then we gently seated with the help of my amazing assistant. And then we gently seated it so that we didn't bend the copper too much or break anything. And then we put this bolt on right here. Went along the screw, and then this horseshoe shaped piece here, the bumps face up on this one, just for the record, as you're putting this on. And then tightening it down so that when you go up top to test the durability, there's not a whole lot of wiggle going on that. So that's a good test there. Next piece is the drain right here. So you've got components to this, 1, 2. These go on first, and it's gonna, like, the cone is gonna point up as you put it on right here. And then in addition to that, you've got this piece right here. So you'll push this up. I guess I could show you guys, and then tighten that on. And that piece should go on, and it'll tighten up and push in there and seal. So I'm gonna tighten that, and I'll bring it back and show you guys. All right, so we got that put on there. That rubber seal is seated up in there to form a good seal so it shouldn't leak. And you wanna check and make sure. See, I got a little bit of play in this, so I still got some more room to tighten it. I wanna show you guys that. And make sure this is tightened down all the way too. Yep, this rotates a little bit. When you press it down to stop it, there actually will be a tiny gap here, and that's okay. The point that stops it is actually inside the cylinder itself. So let me tighten it down a hair more, and I'll show you that this wiggle hopefully will disappear. All right, so tiny bit of play left, that is okay. It's a tall, thin metal, or it's a tall, thin piece on top of a pole, so it's gonna bend just a little bit because it's not made of steel. But it works, and this piece down here is hand tightened. So now, this is a 1/2 inch pipe. I'm gonna get a 1/4 or 1 1/4 inch washer, which I think is this bad boy right here. And that'll sit on there, but I'm not gonna put that on first, because you need to put that screws on to the P-trap on here first. So put this up, and then put this on. Be right back to show you what that looks like. All right, you can see how this piece is on there. This sits on top of here, and this is a 1 1/2 inch, and this is a 1 1/2 inch. And the P-trap that goes through here, which is currently soaking in vinegar to clean it out, plus that gives the bathroom a nice smell. This will help seal this because of the pipe differences. Happens all the time. There's not so much pressure here that you're gonna have to worry about it bursting this piece, plus it's on top, so you still have a easier to flow this way than it is to move this once this is tightened down onto the 1/2 inch. So let me go get the S-shaped P-trap, and or the curved pipe P-trap, and then I'll be right back. All right, I got the P-trap on. I tightened up this one okay, but not all the way. And then before that, I want to show you how this 1 1/4 sits right inside the 1 1/2, and this 1 1/2 top will come on top here and seal it, so you don't have to worry about any leaks. All right, I've got a good seal, and for those of you who have the valves in the cabinets, you turn those on, check to make sure you don't have any leaks before you turn the faucet on. So I've got this up here. I've got no water around that, and it looks to be no water around the blue. Let me feel them. Yep. And yep. All right. So that's good there. I'll clean this out later. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do, and the directions said to run it for 15 minutes each way. All right, water's running. Check to make sure you don't have any leaks. And you should have a basin in here, but I already took it out, and it was really nasty, and it almost tipped over with water anyway in here, and I didn't want to spill it, so I took a risk and just had a towel down. So I don't have any leaks. I've got my hot water on, so I'm checking the side for my hot water. No moisture. Got a good seal there. All right, that's about 15 seconds. I'm gonna switch it to the cold water. And you heard that little pop as the air came out of the lines. All right, no water squirting out of there. Feels good, nice and tight. No moisture whatsoever. No leaks. And it's draining very well. All right, let's check the feature to see if the stopper works. This is about as much fun as watching paint dry. All right, I think it's good. All right, hey, we did the sink. So I am gonna put a little bit of this caulk sealant around here, but I'm not gonna do that for the video. You guys can do that. Put it around there in small beads and then smooth it out with a finger, or if you have a special tool to smooth that stuff out. But I'm gonna use this and put it around there just for extra sealant. Clean it to make sure you clean your workspace. A lot of these tools, we're touching some really nasty gunk like this guy. I'm probably gonna clean it, soak it, and use a flame on it of some type. Same thing for that screwdriver. That screwdriver will never be the same again. And I would just throw this thing away because that's gross. All right, hope this helped you guys. If you liked it, hit that like button down below. And please follow and subscribe, and you'll get more random videos that I hope you guys enjoy and can help you guys just do life. That's what we do, is we're just doing it together. And several of you have already hit me up on other videos, and I've tried to reply to some of those. Hopefully I've done that. If not, hit me up again. If I missed you, and I'm sorry. And hopefully this was helpful, and we will see you guys next time with more helpful videos on average errands, I guess. What do we got? Auto, appliance, and plumbing. All right, see you guys next time.